Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Nerdsittery, a Nerdstillery podcast. My name is James, and I am once again with my wife, Kim.
Hi.
So today is going to be kind of a weird topic, hotels.
I mean, they're all weird topics, though.
Yeah, they really are. So, hotels, and kind of like our frustrations with hotels in a way. So, I guess to give some sort of backstory between both of us, I think the wife has said numerous times that she grew up not anti-wealthy, we'll say. Anti-wealthy.
Not anti-wealthy. We grew up po.
I was trying to be generous.
Anti-wealthy means you don't like the wealthy.
Okay.
We wanted to be wealthy, though we were po.
Yeah, and, you know, my family, we were a little bit better off, but not, like,
He was
rich.
in lower middle class.
Yeah,
we
you
were
could
in
say.
lower class. They were in lower middle class. There it is.
Yeah. But, I mean, regardless, anytime, like, we went on a trip, and I'm sure it was the same with your family, you typically stayed, I don't want to say, like, a cheap hotel. Because I want to say, like, you know, some people are like, oh, man, those, like, $30 a night, or...
Yeah.
You know, okay.
I mean, when we were kids, that's what we stayed in.
Well,
As an adult, I have a $60 restriction.
There you go.
Or, you know, minimum.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, that was typically, and even to this day, that's where we kind of stick with. I really try not to spend more than $100 for a damn hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, a hotel is a place to sleep, typically. And, you know, it was just, like, the only, like, nice hotel I remember staying at when I was a kid was the Opryland Hotel. And if you don't know what the Opryland Hotel, it's an experience.
It's a famous hotel in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah. It's I don't think I've ever been to another hotel that's remotely like it. It's actually a hotel. It's fun to visit, not even stay.
Yeah, people go there for like their family photos at Christmas.
Yeah.
They have like stores and restaurants in there, so they go in there to like shop and hang out. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. It's been a long time since I've been there, but it's always nice to go there for like the Christmas lights and all this kind of stuff. But whenever my grandmother would come down, there was a couple of times that she would stay there, and I'd basically spend that time with her because I wanted to stay at the hotel, and I wanted to, you know, spend time with my grandmother. But
Yeah. Grandparents, whatnot.
she always got the balcony, and the balcony I think was like the best room you could get because it overlooked like the garden area and all this kind of stuff. And I remember waking up in the morning, I'd go down and get like a hot chocolate and go up on the balcony and hang out and people watch and all this kind of stuff. But it's even a hotel I've wanted to get for us, maybe for like, you know, anniversary, but it's like over $200 a night and I can't justify it.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to want to stay there, especially since I live so close. I think that's the other thing. Like, if we lived like 2 or 3 hours away, we could like make it a splurge thing, but because we live 30 minutes down the road, it feels frivolous.
It really does,
And
yeah.
so I just have no want to do it. I know that sounds bad because like we really do want to do it, but for that cost, I just don't want to do it.
It's a lot of money, and so that brings us to the point we're getting at, is that, you know, typically we were raised or grew up, you know, staying in moderately cheap hotels, you know, $50, $60 a night, because I think it was that same mindset, like, it's a place to sleep. If I go on vacation, like, the fact that, like, not even half of people's budget, sometimes even more than that, is spent on a damn hotel.
Yeah.
And the only other time that we've splurged on a hotel was when I took you to Pensacola for your birthday, I think is
Yep,
what
it
it was.
was my 30th birthday.
Yeah, I probably should have shopped around, but I just picked the first. It was a Comfort Inn.
Yeah, it was a
But it
comfort,
was-
and it was like beachside,
Yeah.
and it had the ocean views. It was worth the money for the one-time event, I think. I don't think it's worth that any other time we go.
No.
But because it was my first time seeing the ocean, and I literally got to wake up and see it every morning, that was what made it.
Yeah, I remember just like laying in bed. It looked like you were on the ocean because you couldn't see the beach. It was just the ocean. So, probably I can't say it was worth the amount of money we paid, but I'm not gonna say how much I paid. But anyway, why are we talking about this? So, you know, when I think of a hotel, you know, I do think of like little family vacations and even like the little trips that we've taken, and you know, you typically get your continental breakfast in the morning, which is always great, especially when they started having waffles.
Yeah, I know. I got so excited when they had waffles.
And then, of course, pandemic happened, and so a lot of places stopped doing that. But the first time we stayed at a fancy hotel, was here in Nashville. It was for the Grand Ole Game Room Expo. Was it 2017, 2018? I can't remember. But it was a higher end hotel. I think it was like a almost $200 a night hotel, but we got, a discount because they do that for events. Mm-hmm. And we were so pissed the entire time.
Okay. We need to preface that our $60 to $100 a night hotels, typically when you go in, there's like a little desk and a little seating area. Yeah. And they typically have a refrigerator.
Yep.
And they always have a microwave. If they don't have a refrigerator, they at least have a microwave in there. They also had coffee in the room. So we always had stuff in the room. So we didn't have to go out to eat the whole time we're there. We were able to have leftovers or bring stuff in from the grocery store and stick it in the fridge and just snack on stuff. We were able to do that. So that is literally what we look for in a hotel.
Yeah.
So then we get to the Marriott.
Yeah.
It was a Marriott. We get in there. We're in one of these upper level floors. It was a nice hotel. It's a whole grand thing. So we walked in and we were like, man, this place is nice. We get up to the room. It has a bed, no seating area. So the only place to sit is on the bed. We had no refrigerator. We had no microwave. And so we were just like, what the hell?
Yeah. This was a shock for us. We're like, wait a minute. You spend all these years getting these cheap hotels. You always got a damn fridge and a microwave.
It was expected.
Yeah. And we didn't get that.
Yeah.
And not even that. You don't get a continental breakfast. Now, granted, there's a restaurant in there. You can go down and get food. But I'm like, what do people pay for with these higher end hotels?
And you want to hear some bullshit? A friend of mine who was a maid manager at a hotel was like, they're literally all the same cleaning wise. They have all the same cleaning standards. So the cleanliness of one hotel to the cleanliness of another, when we're talking about this price range, are all the same. If you're spending $30 a night, she was like, I've never been in those. So good luck. She was like, if you see blood on the ceiling, just leave. But all the other ones, she was like, they have all the same cleaning regimens. So it's not an additional cleanliness thing that a lot of people have said. And a bunch of people are like, oh, I like the luxury feel. Okay, I like the 70s feel.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. So, I mean, I was just kind of shocked. I'm like, what the hell are people paying for? Because, you go on vacation, you're paying $200 a night for a hotel. You have to get food delivered, or you have to go to the restaurant, and that's even more money. And it's not, I get it. It's probably I'm not talking about the rich people or people who are on business trips. Even people who, just average people like us, they go for that, and they save up all this money to get a nice hotel. And I'm like, you can just get a damn Comfort Inn.
Yes.
And the wife and I have standards. I mean, I think there's been a couple of cheaper hotels where we're like, oh, okay, this is a bit much. But for the most part, they're not bad. And again, it's a place to sleep.
Yeah, well, there's been a couple hotels that we walked in and we're like, this is not worth what we would have paid for it.
I love reading the reviews from people. I'm like, you do realize this is like a $60 a night hotel. They're really trying to compare it to like a 5-star hotel. But yeah, so that was the first one that we got really frustrated about. We were like, it was crazy to me. That's the first time staying in a nicer hotel, not talking about Opryland, but I didn't pay for that. So, it obviously hasn't stopped us going to these events because we do want to go to these events.
We love it.
Yeah. But then we went to Atlanta. I'm not going to say what the hotel was. I'm sure you can probably figure it out at this point. I
mean, I'll probably just say it.
Yeah, probably.
It was a Marriott.
Yeah.
Surprise.
And again, it was about the same as the one we stayed at in Franklin for the Grand Ole Game Room. And again, no fridge, no microwave.
But we thought there was a continental breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
So we got so excited. We were like, well, at least this one has the free breakfast. We walked down that next morning and mother heifers, this bad boy was $20 per person. It was a $20 per person buffet to go in there for breakfast food. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I've never spent $20 on breakfast for one person in my life.
Breakfast food is the cheapest food. Like, eggs are cheap, bacon's cheap, sausage is cheap, pancakes, waffles is cheap. Like, and that's pretty much what they had.
Yeah, we went to this one, like, fancy little place with his brother when his brother was getting married to meet the family in Franklin. We went to a breakfast place in there, and I got, like, Eggs Benedict. We got, like, a whole fancy, like, thing. And neither of us spent $20 on breakfast.
Yes.
None of us spent $20 on breakfast. I don't know why that was a thing. What the hell?
I was so pissed. And it wasn't like no one was there. I mean, the place was packed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all are fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, and surprisingly, like, we were kind of worried about some of the other restaurants. And surprisingly, because there was, like, 2 restaurants, I think, in there. And, like, they weren't even that bad. Like, for the most part.
Yeah, price-wise. And then they also, believe it or not, we had got room service at one thing.
And I don't think we even spent $20 for that.
Yeah, I think, it might have been like 15. It might have been $20 total.
Yeah.
But yeah, we spent like $10 or $15 on room service.
Yeah.
Per person. So I'm like, I don't know where their head is, but it's definitely up their ass because I don't know where they thought $20 for breakfast.
That was the craziest thing.
The fuck.
Again, being so used to free continental breakfast.
Yeah.
So with that, we already talked about the Comfort Inn we stayed at in Pensacola, and they even had a free continental breakfast, and that shit was amazing.
Boss, that right there.
Oh my god!
If all like expensive hotels had a continental breakfast like this, I'd pay it.
We still, to this day, we still talk about their scrambled eggs.
Oh, like, I don't know if they were real eggs. So, because I don't eat fake eggs because the texture messes with me. It fucks with me. So, they were real eggs. And, like, we were eating them, and they were seasoned perfect. Oh, my God. They were light and fluffy. Man, I could talk about these eggs all day.
Seriously, it's been like 5 or 6 years, and we still talk about these eggs.
I just turned 34. It's been 4 years.
It's been 4. Fine,
Back it up.
Yeah, like, seriously, we still talk about this to this day. I don't know what it was. Like, I've just thought about just going down to Pensacola and just walking into this hotel and just hoping to God.
Sneak in and steal eggs.
Seriously, they were good, but I mean, it was still free.
Yeah.
So here we're like, fuck you and your $20 breakfast buffet with the same shit every other place has.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. I was so pissed about that.
So after it might have been before that. It might have been before my 30th birthday. I can't remember when my dad had his surgery. So my dad was a truck driver and was out of state, and he had a bleeding ulcer. Calls my brother. We all didn't know what was happening, so we went to the hospital to go check in on him. Well, when we got there, me and my brother are frugal people, and we were both like, we're going to split like a Motel 6 or something, because we're only planning on being here a night or two. We don't want to do this. Like, it'll be cheap. It'll cost us each like $40 a person. So, great deal. We're going to do this. Well, my stepmom found out that my uncle, who... I love my uncle, but he likes to spend his money. He was staying at it's not a Holiday Inn. It's owned by it's a Hampton Inn. So he was staying at a Hampton Inn.
Yeah, so many like hotels are like they're owned by the same company and they gotta have all these different names. It's so confusing.
Yeah, all the parent companies are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we stayed at a Hampton Inn. So we went there, and we just went there to visit because my grandmother was there and everything. We were checking in, and my stepmom was like, "Oh, I love it here. Let's get a room here." Me and my brother looked at each other and we're like, "What in the fuck? Mm-hmm. I don't want to." So I had already planned on spending some money on the hotel, so I called James, told him what was up. At this point in time, we were not as well off as we are now, and we're not even that well off. So let me stress that.
We're loaded.
So I called him and I was like, "Hey, babe, I want to give her some money for the hotel room. So I'm going to give her whatever half is." So half was almost $100 for one night.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, no refrigerator, no microwave.
That's so aggravating.
It did have the 2 beds. But since there were 5 people staying in one room, I was like, I'm just going to sleep on the floor. We're fine. I went out there. They gave me like pillows and blankets and stuff so I could sleep on the floor. The next morning I go out and I was like, shit, they got a continental breakfast. I'm going to get some waffles. They don't have waffles. You know what they have? They have health food. Okay?
Oh, one of those places.
Yeah, which is great. Like, I ended up with oatmeal. But it has like an oatmeal bar, and they had like yogurts, and they had like fresh fruit and all this. But I was like, The only time I get a waffle is when I stay
Yeah, I
in a
know.
hotel.
Pretty much.
Damn it. I just want a waffle. I was so irritated because I was like, I mean, I get it, but fuck y'all, I want a waffle.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, like, it's just one of those things that the wife and I always kind of bitch about. We actually do plan on doing a podcast about things that people just frivolously spend their money on worthless shit. And hotels is one to me that a lot of people do. Because for me, again, if I'm... I guess I get the mindset of like, well, I want to stay in someplace clean. Well, we've already talked about, for the most part, the cleaning standards are the same. And you can still get a decently clean hotel for 60, 70, 80 bucks. You may have to look. Thankfully, you can do it online now, like hotels.com. I do look at some of the reviews just to, be sure.
Yeah.
So you can kind of pick and choose where you want to stay. And we've stayed at some pretty decent places.
Yeah.
One of our favorite places in Gatlinburg, a place called Brookside Resort. Brookside Resort. It's about like half a mile from like the Gatlinburg Strip.
Yeah.
And the wife and I, we like to walk, so it doesn't matter to us.
Yeah, we walked the whole thing.
It's an older hotel, but
it's literally a resort from the 60s.
Yeah.
Like when you watch those old movies and they're like staying in little cabins and they have like the hotels and everybody's at a pool party and they're having like big barbecues. Yeah. That's what it used to be. And so it actually was a resort.
Yeah. And it's still a nice place. I think it is for the price. But what we love about it is you get a fucking balcony.
Yeah.
That you can go outside and there's like a small little creek.
Yeah.
And it's so peaceful because you can even hear the creek like while you're sleeping. And again, it's affordable.
It's affordable and it's clean. They took up all the carpet. So the first time we stayed there, I was like, yeah, it's a little like it was really dated and it kind of freaked me out. The second time we stayed there, they were starting to update everything. So they took out all the carpet and put in like a linoleum floor or something so that it was easier to clean. So the floors are always clean. I hate when I'm in a like old hotel and you can tell they haven't changed the carpet in a while because I always want to wear socks. It's just gross.
Yeah.
But they also like beautifully updated the bathrooms.
Oh my God, that was so nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we really enjoyed our stay there now. I took my mom there when we went for my brother's wedding and she loved it. She was like, man, this is really not, are you sure that's all I owe you? I was like, yeah, Mom, that's it. That's all it costs. She was like, I can't believe that. I was like, yeah, me and James, we do hotels right. Like, we do great for cheap.
Yeah, when we go to Gatlinburg, we've set aside some money for booze, not a fucking hotel, because I don't plan on being in the hotel for long.
Thank you.
So, like, I don't understand why people want to spend so much money. But even with that hotel, we got to talk about, at first, well, it was free continental breakfast at first. Last time we went during the pandemic, it was still $5. $5.
Yeah.
Not $20. $5, and they had the exact same food and the most amazing fucking potatoes. We today have no idea what it is about these potatoes.
I kind of want to like analyze them and make them, but I think that'll make them less special.
Oh yeah, like we look forward to going there. But the thing, like especially with Gatlinburg, when we first started going there, we always got a cabin, and I'm 100% willing to pay $150 to $200 a night for a cabin. Because it's an entire fucking house.
Yeah.
And you have a fridge and a microwave and a fucking hot tub.
Yeah.
You don't get this shit at these fucking hotels. Like, I don't get the lure of going to these places. I don't get it.
I don't either. And even then, like, Airbnb, like, honestly, if I was staying a week and I was doing an Airbnb thing, I can justify the high fees that come with that.
Yeah.
I can make it, but like staying a couple nights, I was like, that's a whole other night I'm paying in fees. So that becomes an issue. So then I was like, I recently went to New Orleans and my friends were like, let's get an Airbnb. We planned on staying 1 to 2 nights. When I found out that the cost of fees was an entire night's stay, I shut that down quick because hotels don't have those fees. They're incorporated into the cost of the hotel. So what you see is what you pay. And yeah, we had to pay like the $150 holding fee in case like we broke anything or whatever. But I mean, you always get that back. And if you don't have the money, if you have a credit card, throw it on there. You never know. But I loved the hotel that we stayed in, but I would not pay that.
No. I mean, yeah, sure, they're nice, but I'm like, I don't get the average person. I'm not talking about rich people. If you got the money to waste, That's
and that's
fine.
what you want to waste it on. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I mean, to them, $300 a night isn't shit. It's like $30 to some people, you know.
Yeah.
But for me,
Rich people don't get rich by spending their money, though.
yeah, they do. Investments. Yeah. So, like, long story short, like, it's probably going to be somewhat of a short podcast, but I mean, this is something that just boggles my mind. And it's little things that we've gotten frustrated over the years. I'm trying to think of another. Yeah, there was the one where we went to, and it was actually a lower end hotel, and they didn't have a microwave. And we called them because they had an option. They wanted to charge us $10 a night for a fucking microwave. I was like, I go down to Walmart and get one for like $30. You know, fuck you. Like,
well,
why?
that was we also stayed at a hotel recently where we went in, and she was like, "Well, to upgrade your room to a room with a microwave,
Oh yeah,
it's like $10 more per night." We were like, no.
I can live without a microwave. It's
Yeah.
the fridge that makes me mad because we do tend to bring booze. Sometimes we get pizza. I want to save my shit and make it cold, and you know.
Well, not only that, like typically they have a microwave in some sort of like kitchenette
Somewhere,
area, like in some communal area where if you needed to heat something up, you could.
Yeah.
Like the hotel in Nashville when Grand Old moved to that other hotel. So that one, they didn't have microwaves in the rooms. Did they have refrigerators?
No.
Okay, so they didn't have
Because
refrigerators.
that was the one. I'm glad you brought that up because we had brought like a couple of coolers, and we brought like pizza rolls and all this kind of shit. We had like ice and crap. It was like all in the tub. Like the tub was full of ice.
It looked like we were going to murder somebody and take out their kidney.
Yeah. And then like the next morning we woke up, the pizza rolls were all soggy and wet and all this kind of shit, and we're like, can we just get a fucking fridge?
We tried so hard. We were so pissed.
Yeah. So, like, just...
But they did have a microwave at the end of each hall.
Yeah.
So I will give them that at least, that they had a microwave at the end of each hall. We could have rented one for our own room that was $20 a night for a microwave, which I was like, I can go to Walmart, buy one for $20 and bring it in here.
Yeah.
I'm good. But no, I can't get over some of the, like, not only that, like some of these people who are traveling or like really spending some time in their hotel rooms, like for work and stuff, you're spending a lot of time in these rooms. Is that why? But are you comfortable with not having a microwave and a...
That's my thing. Yeah. I mean, like, I could be fine with like a one-day trip.
Yeah.
Like, I get there at 8 o'clock at night and I'm driving like a long way and I'm getting up at like 6 in the morning to leave.
Yeah.
I can live without that. But the problem I have with the events that we go to is not having a fridge sucks.
Yeah.
Because you can't prepare anything. You might want to bring some snacks or, you know, like I said, some drinks. You might want them to be cold. Yeah, you can get ice.
Yeah.
But fuck ice. You know, like, it's just...
Ice melts.
Yeah.
And then ruins your pizza rolls.
Yeah, right. So, like, yeah, I can get it if you're getting there at 8 o'clock at night. So, like, when we went to Pensacola, it's about an 8-hour drive. So I think we stayed at the hotel for like 2 nights, I think. And we knew we were going to get there super late the day before. And I'm like, I'm not paying for a whole other day. So we got a cheap hotel, like a little further down the road. We knew we were going to get there like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Stayed there, woke up the next morning, and actually checked in early.
Yeah.
And that's how I shop.
Yes.
Because actually the first day is the biggest waste of money because half the time you can't check into 4. But if you stay the next day, you're still paying the same price, but you get the whole 24 hours to stay there, where the first night you only get, 8, 9, 10 hours worth of time in the hotel?
That's always my thing. Like, you're not even paying for a whole day. You're paying from 4 to 11.
Yeah.
4 p.m. to... You're not even getting 24 hours in a hotel if you're staying one night. You literally get from 4 p.m. to 11 a.m. I get that they have to clean the rooms, but come on.
Yeah, I mean, if you're only staying one night, it should be cheaper.
Yeah, and then, well, I will say the Zhang Hotel in New Orleans, they did have a refrigerator.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like hidden away in a little cabinet, so it like looked like furniture and it was really pretty. But yeah, they had that and they had the little coffee maker. So we'll give them that. They did have the refrigerator, which was nice.
Oh yeah.
But
you did bring it up, but I had to stop you. So yeah, the other frustration was, I think it was Atlanta. We walked in, there's a fucking bottle of Smart Water.
Yeah.
That they wanted to charge $5 if we drank the fucking bottle of Smart Water.
Yeah.
$5.
The best part is that night, because I went to the gas station for something else, I literally bought a bottle and brought it back because it was only $1.97 at the gas station. And I was like, here's some water. in case you want it. He was like, seriously? I was like, yeah, we didn't need it, but I just wanted to show that it was less than $2.
I actually wanted to be spiteful and drink the bottle they had left us and replace it with the one that we bought.
I was like, don't do that, because if they notice,
yeah, they
they'll charge us.
They probably had like the barcode like written down or something. I don't know, but that was the stupidest thing. So it's just like, yeah, I can't imagine, you know, spending a week in one of these fancy hotels, going somewhere and having to pay room service every damn night. Mm-hmm. It blows my mind. Or
going down to the bar or one of the restaurants every night.
Yeah.
And spending how much they charge. It's insane. But I will say that when Nashville's Grand Ole Game Room had moved to the hotel that they were in 2 years ago, when they moved to that one, we were really pissed because they only had a restaurant. And we were like, damn, we really want breakfast. We're hungry. All right, let's go down and just see what they have for breakfast. And we went in and we were like, we'll just get like the cheapest thing. Like, we'll just get a side item or some shit.
Yeah, what did I get?
You actually had the sausage biscuit.
That's right.
And
yeah,
then I had the biscuit gravy. And the biscuit and gravy came with like 2 biscuits and a crap ton of gravy. And I was like, this is more food than I was expecting. Because it was only like $4 or $5 each.
Which is still ridiculous.
But they also had a buffet.
Yeah, that's right.
They had a breakfast buffet, which was $15 per person. And you know what? After seeing $20 per person, I was like, $15 per person is not bad. But to be fair, like, people were piling up their plates with bacon. They probably got $15 worth of bacon in some of these places.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, man, y'all are getting your food's worth on some of this. But he and I we spent less than $10.
Yeah.
Got our food, were satisfied and full, and moved on.
Yeah. So, you know,
you can do things cheap, just, you know.
That's the thing. Like, yeah. So, like, to wrap this up, you know, that's one thing, you know, the reason the wife and I have what we have is because when it comes to certain things, we don't like to waste our money, and hotels is one of those. You know, for the events that we go to, it's just a convenience. That's why I'm willing to pay that extra money, because, not gonna lie, drinks are usually involved, and I don't like not being near a bed.
Yeah.
When I'm drinking.
well, not only that, so a friend of mine that I used to work with, when she stayed in hotels, she told me she has never stayed in a hotel that didn't have slippers or a, what's it?
Oh, yeah, the robes.
Their robe. In all of the hotels we've stayed in, even the expensive one, none of them have had robes or slippers.
Nope.
So I don't know how much she's paying for a freaking room.
Yeah, and we're not even talking about like the most expensive hotels.
Yeah,
like,
because we've never been there.
Yeah, like even like $200 a night is cheap to some people, and I'm like, that is crazy to think that just like when we got our first cabin in Gatlinburg, I spent like $800 for an entire fucking week.
Yeah.
In our own cabin with privacy and all this kind of shit, and like that was ridiculous. But I mean, that was our honeymoon. Yeah, what that was, and to me that's still justifiable. I'm not doing it at a hotel.
Yeah.
I can't. And I have looked up. I brought up a little while ago. I was like, well, our anniversary is coming up. Let's maybe spend a night at the Opryland Hotel. And I looked it up, and I was like, nope,
I can't do it.
And it sounds dumb. I'm like, you know what? Fine. We can probably find like a Comfort Inn with like a suite and a jacuzzi that hopefully works, because we've had that issue before too. I've spent extra money for a goddamn jacuzzi and the fucking thing doesn't work. Then we later on find out it's because a light switch wasn't turned on or some crap. Why there was a light switch across the room that needed to be turned on for the fucking jacuzzi to work, I don't know, but...
Can you tell he's bitter?
I am very bitter, damn it. I don't like when I spend extra money and I don't get the shit that I paid for. And I'm also too lazy to call somebody and bitch.
Right.
But anyway, let's wrap this up. But yeah, it's just... Well, this will be it's not a series of videos, but we do plan on doing another video talking about shit that people spend frivolous money on. But this was part of that, I guess you could say. And look, if it's your thing, that's fine. Just don't bitch to me about money.
If you're watching this on YouTube, if you do spend a shit ton of money on hotels, please tell us why.
Yeah, please.
Please explain to us what the fascination is, because I don't really get it.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I need a place to sleep, and that's honestly all I care about.
Yeah.
Sleep and poop.
Yeah.
That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, and like the wife said, if you're watching this on YouTube, please let us know if this is something that you do and why.
Yeah. Sorry for the rambly kind of podcast. We really didn't plan this out very well.
No, we never do. But thanks again for listening or watching, depending on how you're watching or listening to this. And a better ending with that. But
we're doing great.
Yeah, no. All right. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.